Hello everybody, it's Melanie again. I can't believe this is our last video and our last day of the e-course. It has just whizzed by and it has been quite a ride really. When I started this project, when I wanted to organize it, I thought it would be just, something fun and simple to do, but it grew way out of proportion like it usually does with all my projects. But now that it's actually over, I'm very glad we did it and stuck through it, because we actually got more compliments than questions from you, and I'm so grateful for all your comments and all your kind words. Thank you so much. It means a lot to us because we did put a lot of time and effort into it. Let me just get right to the question. And the question was about the synergy and how come the percentages don't sum up as you would expect it to, perhaps. When I looked at the percentages, I found out that it was this particular rosemary we're looking at. So I'll choose this one and then I'll choose the cypress. So here it is. I'll make a blend. I will choose drops. And I'll make this one private because it's just for this video. So in the question, there was 3 drops of rosemary and 2 drops of cypress. So let's save the blend and take a look at it. If you remember to find your blends, you go to Dashboard and then scroll down to view your blends. So let's take a look at this blend we've made. So here is our blend. We have 3 drops of rosemary and 2 drops of cypress, and we're looking at the sum of alpha terpineol, if I remember correctly, and the question was, why is it 0.90% and not the sum of it? So I prepared a visual explanation so it will be easier to understand. So here we go. So the question was, we have cypress, which has 0.3% of alpha terpineol, and then rosemary, which has 1.3. We're looking at a single essential oil. But we've added 2 drops of cypress and 3 drops of rosemary. So if we sum up, 0.3 times 2, that would be 0.6. And if we sum up the rosemary content, it would be 3.9. So how do we get the percentage in the blend? First, we have to take a look at the sum of the drops that are in the blend. So we have actually 5 drops. We have 2 drops of cypress and 3 drops of rosemary. That is adding up to 5 drops in the blend. Okay? And then we look at the sum of the percentage of the alpha terpineol of these 5 drops. So if we put 0.6 plus 3.9, that would be 4.5. And this is what the question is about. Why is it not then 4.5 in the actual sum here? See, why is it 0.9 and not 4.5? Okay, so that is actually the question. And why is that? That is because if we would actually add all of this up, it would add up to 500%, because this is 0.3% in 100% of components. So we have a lot of other components and they all add up to 100%. And this is the number in rosemary. So for one oil, 1.3% out of 100% in yield. So if you would actually add up all these sums, you would have 500%, not 100 that you want to look at. I hope you follow, and Petra will explain a little bit later as well. So what we want to do is to divide this sum that we got by 5 so that we would get 100%, not 500%, if you follow. So you would have the sum of the alpha terpineol in the blend, which we found out that it is 4.5. That's this one. And then divided by the number of drops in the blend, which is 5. And that's how we get 0.9% in our formulation in Dropsmith. I hope that it's easier for you to understand now how we get this percentage and why it is not always working as you expected. And this is actually a great value of Dropsmith, is that it adds up for you. It's easier when you have, a ratio 1-to-1, but when you have things like 3-to-2, it's harder. And then you have, for example, 5 different oils, and then the calculation just gets more and more complex. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make Dropsmith, is to make this thing easier. But the other question I wanted to address is the question was, am I actually diluting the property? Because what she was asking is, if she chooses palmarosa and geranium for antifungal properties, does she actually dilute? Was she doing it wrong? So let's take a look at that. So if we are using it just for the geraniol content, then yes. So here you go. See, here we have 80%. So if you were going for the geraniol content, then I guess it would be make more sense to use just the palmarosa essential oil. But if we take a look at the right side here and the antifungal, it's more than that. See, it's still a high percentage because there are a lot of other components working in your favor. So this is another reason that inspired me to make Dropsmith, is to make you aware of all these little details that we sometimes take for granted or don't think about, or we're just not aware of it. It's the synergy of all components that make it effective and special and unique, really. But also, do not forget that, for example, in geranium, we have quite a lot of components that we do not have research for. So perhaps that is why the antifungal properties here is not as high as it should be, because geranium itself, if you look here, was tested on its antifungal properties, and it tested well. So it does have antifungal properties as a synergy of a whole essential oil. So bear in mind, although it's nice to understand all these components and how they may or may not contribute to the essential oil as a whole at the end might surprise you. So geranium does still have antifungal essential oil. And why am I telling you this? If we go back to our blend, your blends might not have been wrong, because see here, it is still, as an essential oil, it's still 100% antifungal, meaning that both of these were proven to have antifungal effect. So if your goal was antifungal, then your blend is okay, because you have both essential oils that act against different fungi. But if your goal was to have a lot of geraniol, then yes, definitely just stick to palmarosa, because it has more geraniol. So the point of Dropsmith is also to help you choose your way of blending. Are you going to blend by chemical components? Are you going to look at the essential oils and their scientific properties, or perhaps their therapeutic and traditional use? It is up to you, essentially, at the end of the day. So with Dropsmith, what I wanted to do is just to give you a tool to make it more easy and simple, and just available for you, and for you to be able to back your choices. So I hope you found value in Dropsmith and in our email course, and that you enjoyed it, and that you learned new things, and that you will keep following us and become part of our community. So keep in touch, and thank you for all your comments again, all your support, and I wish all the best to you on your aromatic journey, wherever it takes you. Bye bye.